The greatest nation on earth, America. We have the most amazing people that put their faith and this nation above all. The American Frontline podcast has special guests such as our military, first responders, and local elected officials to speak about how they continue to support the nation we all love and live in. Welcome to the American Frontline podcast with TJ Falah, proudly sponsored by FireNews.com. Welcome to episode 7 of the American Frontline podcast. I'm your host, TJ Falah. We're also proudly sponsored by Ladder Suite. Today, I decided to do an episode by myself so we could talk about a lot of different things, ranging from the foundation that I want to start, also to the last few weeks of what I've been up to, and also talking about Facebook, because Facebook is a very large platform for a lot of you, and a lot of you like to comment and stuff, so we're going to talk about all that. So let's get into it. So the last few weeks, I have been doing a couple of different shows. I was on the Suffolk County Police's PBA show, the Police Benevolent Association, on patrol. I was interviewed on there to talk about my career in the first responder field and also talk about my podcast. And CJ and Tanner are great guys. They have an amazing show. Tanner's actually going to be coming on the show. We're going to arrange a date. We're going to discuss what episode he'll be on, but he's going to come on to the show and we'll have him on. And then also I was on the Iron Medics 2 show, the Vitals Unknown, to talk about mental health in the first responder field, because that's a very important topic, I would say, because a lot of people don't understand what their limits are on the ambulance. And sometimes people see things that they don't really cope with too well. So we talked about all of that. Those were great shows. And On Patrol is a great show because they have a lot of different people on there, a lot of different... recently they had Timothy Thrain on there. Tim Thrain was an officer that was hit by a drunk driver when he was doing a traffic post. And they had him and Dr. Voss on there, and they were talking about his recovery and a lot of different things. I definitely suggest giving them a watch. They have a lot of amazing episodes. Who else did they have on there recently? They also had on the the current Anthony, who was the people that was on the Ronald McDonald Foundation show with the PBA?
That was Jordan Ziegler and I forgot the other guy's name.
Jordan Ziegler, but they were on there and they actually did a really nice job. It was a great episode. So definitely give them a watch. Also, the Iron Medics 2 show. The Iron Medics 2 had a great discussion. Actually, here, they used this studio, but we had a great discussion here, and we talked about a lot of different things in regards to mental health with first responders, how to get help, where to get help, when to get help, know your limits, essentially. And if you are a first responder and you're listening, know your limits. Nobody is too good for help ever. Everybody needs to just put their egos aside sometimes and say, you know what, I need help, because going home and thinking about a call that you've been on for I would say that was probably very traumatic for you. It can take a mental toll on you, and it's important that you get help. So what's coming up? So I want to talk about the American Frontline Foundation. So the American Frontline Foundation is something that I wanted to come up with. It's going to be a non-for-profit. It's going to hopefully have a start date of January of 27. Essentially, I want to raise clothes and goods and a lot of different things for disabled veterans and first responders that need the help. I think that this is a great way to help out the community, and especially the first responder community and military community, because that's what the premise of the show is, right? We want to have people on here that help out our community, help out our nation, and also along with the local elected officials. But the goal is to help those people out. I want to help everybody, but that's going to be the start. I want to make this so that we can have as many people as we can help out and help out these clothes, hand these clothes out and all these goods. And I think that's just essentially exactly what I want to do with the American Frontline Foundation. And hopefully it'll grow into something a lot bigger. I think that it would be really good to have first responders help me out, essentially. So if you're a first responder and you're watching this and you want to give me a hand, reach out to me. If you have me on Facebook, DM me. If not, go on to my website, AmericanFrontline.com. The American Frontline. No.
Hold on. Also, it was Matt Campo was the other guy.
Oh, Matt Campo was the other guy?
Yeah, Matt Campo was the other guy.
This is more of a casual show, guys. I'm not that professional today. I'm not that professional today. We're going to be a little bit more casual.
AmericanFrontlinespodcast.com.
It's AmericanFrontlinePodcast.com. I forgot if there was a the in front of it, but go to AmericanFrontlinePodcast.com and then send me a message, and then we'll see if we can get you in to help. This is going to be a very large project to take on, I would say, especially being the fact that I still have a full-time job. I'm still doing the show, and I'm going to a lot of different events. Like tonight, I have 2 installation dinners. Last week, I had an installation dinner. The week before that, I had 2, which obviously I choose to go to, and I love going to them, but I'm just busy. So I also wanted to talk about the State of the Union. So we all watched it, right? We saw how President Trump delivered, I would say, I think it was a record breaker for one of the longest running State of the Union addresses next to Bill Clinton, and that was in the 90s. President Trump did an amazing job describing the current state of our nation. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy going on with the war in Iran and how gas prices are going up. I get that. And I'm not going to discuss the war in Iran right now, because I don't want to, put out too much controversy or anything like that. I will say, though, regardless of what political party you support or what your take is on the war, we all should be praying for our troops. We should be making sure that they come home safe. And also, we should be making sure that we do what we can for those families of the troops that are currently across seas fighting in this battle. And also, I will take a moment of silence for the service members that we lost overseas during this battle that we had. Operation Epic Fury is definitely something that will be undertaken, and I pray that the United States comes out victorious. I really do, because this is what we had to do for a while. We had to take out an evil dictator, essentially. So enough of that. Let's talk about Facebook. Let's talk about comments on Facebook, because a lot of you comment. I know.
If anyone wants to fuck with TJ, I'm gonna be in there. I'll see you.
Anthony's gonna come on. So essentially, let's talk about. I'm trying to scroll. I'm sorry. I want to talk about some of the things that I posted. So I posted on Facebook, and I laughed because. So I'm not gonna lie to you. If you guys comment something that is funny, I obviously laugh at it. I'm not very sensitive. I don't really care what you say. I wrote, dude, I can't even read. Well done, Mr. President. I think we can all agree we saw the true colors of the Democratic Party tonight. We have learned so much about the state of our nation. One thing is for sure. Our country is back and better than ever. And I wrote that in quotes because that's what President Trump said. This is what I voted for. Let's read some of the comments. TJ, there is some orange left on your face from having both of Trump's bleep in your mouth. It was a propaganda jerk-off contest for the bleep of this nation, like you to fall for further drive of a wedge between the people of this nation and distract them from the fact that everyone, both sides, is a pedophile and truly not on the side of people. F the political parties, but at least one of them doesn't act like a child diddler is a god. You are a sicko.
Isn't Bill Clinton in the files?
Bill Clinton's in the files. Bill Clinton is in the files. He avidly denied it the other day. We're so set. Everybody is so set on President Trump in these files. I think that everybody in the files that committed an act, that committed a wrong act towards a minor should be prosecuted 100%. But what evidence have they found against the president? There's plenty of evidence against Bill Clinton. Did you not see the pictures? Did you not see the minors blurred out in the pictures? And him and his wife both lied under oath. Multiple times. Hillary Clinton said, I have never met Jeffrey Epstein. She said, I have never met Jeffrey Epstein. You met Jeffrey Epstein. There are pictures of you with Jeffrey Epstein. I don't recall. They literally had Epstein's girlfriend, I don't know how to say her name, Maxwell, here's her last name, at their daughter's wedding. They go, oh, she was a guest of a guest.
Guest of a guest?
Guest of a guest when you hung out with the, I don't know. So let's read more comments. True colors of the Trump administration. Quiet piggy, Donald Trump. Republicans are the stupidest voters in the country, Donald Trump. Grab him by the bleep, Donald Trump. Immigrants are poisoning the blood of this country, Donald Trump. They're eating the cats and dogs, Donald Trump.
They are, though.
They are. I know. I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot someone and I wouldn't lose any voters, Donald Trump. Okay. Well, then let's talk about this. If we're going to talk about all these quotes that Donald Trump said. Democrats use the Ukrainian flag for their agenda, right? Democrats would always wear the Ukrainian flag. I support Ukraine. I support Ukraine. But when a Ukrainian mother at the State of the Union was honoring her murdered daughter, they couldn't even be bothered to stand up. That says something. A 100-year-old veteran, a World War II veteran, was honored with the Congressional Medal of Honor. They couldn't be bothered to stand up. Our USA men's hockey team walked in to the State of the Union. Nobody on the Democratic side, except for John Fetterman, right?
Yeah.
Could be bothered to stand up. What are we doing? What are we doing? I will read this comment because this comment actually shows that some people are humble in regards. So somebody commented on my post, I am a Democrat, and I was honestly appalled and ashamed. No matter what party you're in, it's a matter of respect and honor and empathy for fellow Americans. Disgusting behavior for those who didn't stand. Glad he said something to call them out. This person, and I'm not going to name any names on the comments, this person is a true Democrat. Fetterman is a true Democrat, okay? I don't dislike Democrats. I dislike the radical left lunatics. That's who I dislike because they are driving such a divide in this nation and in this country, and it is not right. They are not operating by God. They are not operating by this country. President Trump said in the State of the Union, he said, stand up if you support American citizens before you support illegal immigrants. Republicans stood up. Fetterman stood up. The rest of the Democratic Party sat down. Not one of them stood up. Why? Why did they not stand up? I will tell you why. Because they are so far left. They are so far gone. The Democrats are extremely corrupt. We have lost the Democratic Party. Now, there are some Democrats that are good out there still. There are some on the island. I said it on the PBA show. There are some on the island that still have a good heart, that still want to do the right thing for first responders, that still support that lower income class families. That was the premise of the Democratic Party originally. They've lost it. They've become corrupt. They have become literally essentially traitors to this country. And it's not right. It's not right at all. And I know I'm going heavily political on this episode, but I really don't care. It's the matter of right versus wrong now. It is. Okay? It bothers me that all of these people come in and they go, oh, it's for a show. It's for this. It's for that. It's not for a show. President Trump brought those people in because those people absolutely deserve to be recognized. And especially the mother of the Ukrainian girl that was killed. They couldn't even stand for her. They couldn't stand for Laken Riley's mother, her daughter was also killed by an illegal immigrant. What are we doing, people? Let's continue on the Facebook chain. So the one post that I wrote said, how do you not stand for a 99-year-old World War II veteran? Which, might I remind you, there was a 99 and a 100-year-old. They didn't stand for both. Or a member of the service who saved a girl from a horrific flood. That's another one. Or a mother whose child was murdered by an illegal immigrant, which we just talked about. Or a little girl who's going to receive help with a crippling disability. How do you not stand for that? And then you make comments, oh, because Trump said to a reporter, quiet piggy. Grow up. Grow up. A lot of these people, a lot of these reporters have driven such divide in our nation, have driven so many different issues into our nation. And it's about time that somebody says something about it. We all say so. Fox News is fantastic. Fox News brings up a lot of good points all the time, and I watch them all the time. They do a great job. Gutfeld, everything. But you look at CNN, NBC, PBS, they do nothing but spread lies. They spread lies to drive a divide in this nation. Don't believe the lies that you see on the fake news media. There is no reason to believe any of that. Let's talk about this. The so-called tolerant left continues to show anything but tolerance. The hostility and resentment towards one man, which is the president, and towards a country itself is deeply disheartening. The constant outrage and theatrics help no one. And what I'm referencing here is the Democrats ditching the State of the Union address. Nobody missed them. The ones that didn't show up, we didn't miss you. Okay? Nobody was looking for you in the crowd. This is what I am talking about. Why would you ditch the State of the Union address? Oh, to go have the People's State of the Union outside, which I think 5 people showed up to. I think like 10 people showed up to that. When all the other Democrats left, they had like a People's State of the Union outside of the Capitol. Like 10 people showed up.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, it was terrible. Oh, you know what? So we had a pretty large snowstorm since the last time that we talked. Actually, before when Tim and I were on this episode, last time we were on episode 6, we were talking about the incoming snow, and there was another snowstorm since then, which actually set records from 1993. So the last time we had snowfall almost as deep as the snow that we just had was in 1993. I could tell you I didn't expect that this year. I didn't. Did you expect that? I didn't expect it.
No, I didn't even think it was going to snow.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to snow either.
Anymore. I thought we were done.
I thought we were done too. I think we're done now.
It was warming.
I'm leaving for Florida in the morning, so I won't be here. I'll be in 90-degree weather. I won't be seeing any snow, but I will tell you that the snow is melting, and this week, while I'm gone, go figure, is supposed to be in the 60s. And the golf, I'm saying golf because I'm excited for golf. The snow is going to start melting, and golf season is going to start coming up soon. Very exciting. But somebody also, I want to say, referenced me the other day as a public figure. I'm not a public figure, at least not yet. So I can essentially say what I want and voice my opinion on what I want to, and I don't have to censor what I say. Now, I don't say anything outrageous, but I certainly am not going to censor my opinion or my speech on anything. This show essentially is to honor our first responders, our military, and invite local elected officials on. But when I'm on here by myself or I'm talking to other people about certain things, we could talk about whatever we want to. Now, I will tell you, I wrote a post recently, not to sidetrack again because I just thought about this. I wrote a post recently. I don't care who is in the Epstein files. If our president is in the Epstein files and he is labeled as a pedophile, he should be prosecuted. Okay? Everybody that is labeled in those files and labeled as a pedophile should be prosecuted, regardless of political party, regardless of who I support. It doesn't matter. But right now, there is no evidence against our president, so I suggest that we let him do his job and we stop harassing him about these issues. Okay? This is why this nation is so divided. The Democrats do not like who got elected into office instead of sucking it up for 4 years like the Republicans did with Joe Biden, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys saw the Reverend who just passed away. What was his name, the Reverend that just passed away? Jesse Jackson. Okay. His son stated before the services, he said before the services, I don't want any politics brought into my father's funeral. I want you guys to honor the legacy of my father. Guess what Obama did? Guess what Kamala Harris did? And guess what Joe Biden did? They did not honor the wishes of the son. They went in there and they talked about, oh, I told you so. I could have told you this was going to happen with the president. Put politics aside. Put politics aside. This guy just passed away. You're at his service. Honor him. Why are you talking about politics? Leave it alone. I just saw this morning when I woke up. What are we doing? It doesn't make any sense. Honor the person. There's a certain time to bring up politics and there's a certain time to not do so. There's a certain time to put it to the side. I said it on the PBA show. I could be bipartisan, but as long as you are doing the right thing, okay? Our borders are closed down right now. There are no illegal immigrants flooding into this country. There are no illegal immigrants flooding into this country at all. That's amazing. That is great for this economy. That is great for jobs. Okay? I don't have a problem with immigrants. This country is built on immigration. What I have a problem with is people coming here illegally, stealing American jobs. Us, the taxpayers, paying for all of their food, their housing. As a hardworking American, you can't tell me that doesn't bother you. It bothers you because it bothers me. I show up for work every day. I have a full-time job. My friends have a full-time job. We work our rear ends off. But since we work our rear ends off, guess where some of our money goes taken out of our taxes? To the people who don't work, to the people who sit at home and are lazy and cause problems and divide in this country. Wake up. This is not what we should be doing. We should be going back to work. America should go back to work. We need to put Americans back to work. That is how we're going to build this economy. And President Trump is doing that. President Trump has been trying to work on this, but everybody is so focused on all the drama with tying him to the Epstein files. And let me elaborate again for I think the third time I've said this. If he is found to be guilty or of any pedophilia in those files, then I believe he should be prosecuted just like anybody else. I'm not unbiased to that. I literally kid you not. I would support prosecution of anybody who is found to be a pedophile because it's disgusting. It's terrible. So, long story short, we need to stop with the divide in this country. We need to bring our nation back. We need to have people start respecting this nation again and stop tarnishing our name. And let me elaborate something to you. When we killed the supreme leader of Iran, their people were celebrating in the streets and our people were protesting. Let that sink in. We literally were protesting in the streets when their people were celebrating because now they're free. President Trump freed their people. They have a chance to take over their democracy. So who are we to step on that? They threatened America almost every single day. Every single day they threatened America. That's my 2 cents on that. I will tell you, though, that there is a great divide in this nation, and we need to come together. I remember a time when we celebrated 4th of July pridefully, when we believed in our nation, when we honored the American flag, when we honored our veterans. And might I say, I will say this. There was a veteran that went to the Senate hearing the other day that had his arm broken by Capitol Police. Nobody deserves to have their arm broken or any violent force against them for speaking out their opinion, especially our service members. However, this guy has not respected our country, waving the Palestinian flag around outside of his house in his Marine uniform, supporting a lot of things that he shouldn't be, not supporting his nation. Him speaking about what he wanted to speak about, go for it. That is exactly, you could do whatever you want to. You can speak about what you want to. The Capitol Police, in my opinion, were violent from the jump. They started attacking him right away. At least give him the opportunity to walk out. But he shouldn't have been fighting back with them. He was fighting the Capitol Police. Why are you fighting the Capitol Police? Just walk out. You can keep on yelling, but there's no reason to fight back with them. We need to start respecting our veterans more, though. We need to start respecting our law enforcement more. We need to put faith back in this country. God needs to be put back into this country. We have a nation that is beginning to fall apart, and it's not at the hands of our government. It's actually now at the hands of the people. The people need to come together. This is all because the Democrats don't like who got elected into office. This is all because the Democrats don't like who got elected into office. Suck it up for 3 more years at this point. Let Trump fix our country. Let him bring things back, because I could tell you right now, Biden's economy was horrible. Yeah, gas prices are up right now because of the war. I was paying almost $3.75 for a gallon of gas. Almost $4. I think it went up to $4 at one point for a gallon of gas in New York. $4.
Price down here was like $3.85.
I was going to buy the Flintstone mobile. I was going to start pedaling to work.
Yeah.
It's so expensive. Why was gas so expensive? I'll tell you why. Because the Democrats like filling their pockets, and they don't like filling the pockets of the people. Okay. Now I got sidetracked from Facebook because I got into a little bit of a rant. Let's see what else I posted on Facebook that people have had a lot of controversy and aggravation over. Scrolling. The snow, the town. I think the town did a good job this time with the snowstorm. Very good job. Kudos to you. The weather. I said the weather today is an absolute tease. Almost 50 degrees and sunny before a blizzard is criminal. It was. Remember right before the blizzard, it was like 55 degrees out. It was warm. It was nice. That was a tease. That was a tease. I didn't like that.
Next weekend, I think it's going to be 70.
Oh, thank God. 70 degrees. You hear that, guys? That's going to be awesome.
And it drops down again.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be really good.
Yeah.
I talked about the Frontline Foundation. They had the shooting in Rhode Island, which is absolutely horrific. I'm praying for all the victims. That was a little while ago. That was February 16th. That's pretty much it. I think that there was a lot that I was able to cover today. Not too long of an episode, but that's all right. We don't want to bore everybody because I can go on and on forever. Tune into episode 8, which will be coming next month. It's the American Frontline Podcast. Thank you. Take care. The greatest nation on earth, America. We have the most amazing people that put their faith and this nation above all. The American Frontline Podcast has special guests such as our military, first responders, and local elected officials to speak about how they continue to support the nation we all love and live in. Welcome to the American Frontline Podcast with TJ Falah, proudly sponsored by FireNews.com.